update on Dre'Mont Jones?
Dre'Mont right now is, it's a high ankle sprain. We're not sure of the severity. Could be that he might be able to play this week, or it could be miss a couple weeks. Next few days will tell.
What was Drew doing so well on third down that was allowing you guys to find success yesterday?
Completing some passes. He did a good job of seeing what they were in, where to go with the ball, and made good throws. And that's what helped keep drives going. Third down is a big down in the NFL.
How's Noah Fant?
I think he's okay. He got stepped on in his foot, got a little bruise there, which is okay, and a little hip irritation injury. But they're still doing more tests on him, but hopefully optimistic.
It's only 2 starts. Has Drew exceeded expectations or met expectations?
I don't put ceilings or floors on guys. They can go as high as they want, hopefully not too low. I do think he played much better yesterday than he did the week before. Thought his passing was more accurate and more crisp than it was the week before. Made some plays with his legs, which was good. And I think overall he's had a good 2-week start to his career.
What do you think his performance yesterday could mean for his long-term future here?
I don't know. It's 2 games. Who's long-term and right now? He's doing good.
Expectations into next year.
He's done well for 2 games. That's about all it is.
What is the next step for him for next week? What do you need to see him do next week?
Hopefully more of the same. Maybe be clean, not throw a pick this game. But really, he's just progressing the way we had hoped, Better in week 2 than he was in week 1. I thought he felt comfortable out there. I think it was good that we got him his first start at home. So when he got his first start on the road, it wasn't his overall first start. We got to go play another really good team this week. He's going to have to deal with the hometown stuff that you guys and they will want to write about. But I feel good where he's at.
Was the plan always to throw that much with Drew, or as they stayed more in man, I get kind of surprised. Was it like, hey, then just keep going with this, I guess? Or was it heavy on Drew going into that game, and that's how it worked out?
Well, we wanted to go have a good mix of run and pass, and we wanted to throw the ball on the early downs. We felt that they would, be up there expecting some runs, and we thought we had a chance to hit some big plays on them.
Last week you said Jared Deshu had kind of grown on you. How did that kind of continue on Sunday?
Well, it did. Obviously he got a couple sacks. It was a hard game for those guys. They dropped back and threw the ball 60-some times yesterday. I know statistically a bunch of those get counted as runs when he scrambles. But it was 60-some passes, and that's a lot. And we got shorthanded there with our pass rushers. So it was a tough day for those guys from fatigue standpoint. I thought he battled it well and gave us some good rushes.
Is he going to have kind of an extended opportunity here, you think, going forward to prove his
Well, he's been playing a lot.
Yeah, these last couple weeks.
And he'll continue to play a lot.
How did Von Miller come out of the game? Did he feel okay?
Physically, I think he came out good. I don't think he's any worse today than he was last week at this time. In fact, I think he's a little better. And hopefully, I think he's probably yesterday was operating at about 80%. Hopefully, we can get it up to 85 or 90 this week. He did fine. Played a pretty good half. Not perfect, but again, better, more positive than negative.
Do you expect to extend him to a full game, or?
We'll see. We'll see how that goes this week. That was our plan last week. I think he can be extended more. We'll see to what degree.
When a defense gets more tape on a young guy, they tend to adjust at points. How do you delay that or prevent that?
Just having good balance. And balance just doesn't mean run and pass. Balance means types of passes, types of formations, where you're looking to throw the ball. So balance has a multitude of meanings, not just run and pass, but what kind of runs, what kind of passes, formations, when you're throwing, when you're not, et cetera.
If and when,
Houston didn't think you would come after them or the way you did. You know, when a team is 3-8, you don't often see 2 wins in a row after it's 3-8. What do you think has been the key that you guys are, you know, you're kind of playing like you're in the playoff hunt?
Well, I think we've played that way the entire season. Obviously, you guys know we've had some tough losses. We were able to get one last week in a manner that we had lost, and we were able to get one this past week on the road, you know, once we got the lead and kept the lead. I think our guys like being here. They like playing with each other. We got a bunch of good teammates. You know, as you guys know, we've had a lot of guys claimed off the wire, signed off the streets this year, in an inordinate amount of people for most teams. And to a man, most those guys have said they've really enjoyed being here. They like the team. They like the atmosphere, the culture around here. And I just think these guys are playing hard.
If and when adversity strikes in game, what sort of response do you want to see from Drew Lock?
The correct response. Just go move on to the next play. You know, don't let a negative play have a hangover. Don't let it affect the next play. One play is bad play, doesn't need to be preceded by a future bad play. And I think he's got that mentality. I hope so.
Do you think you made a more aggressive approach offensively?
We had good mix, yes, we did.
Coach Noah Fant had a bit of a slow start, but where do you think he is now?
He's kind of, I think he's been up and down a little bit the entire season. And a lot of that is translated, you know, how many catches is he getting, how many yards is he getting. You know, those aren't going to be there each and every week. He made a really good catch on the first play and turned it into a 48-yard gain. Ran a good route and catch for the touchdown. I think he's progressing, and I think the future's bright for him.
First and second-year players on the offense, how do you think they've handled, for the rookies, the transition to the pros in general and just their youth and what they're...
I think overall they've handled it well, and now you can point to the record and say that's not true. But in each and every case, individually and collectively, there's been strides made. Obviously, they've hit some potholes along that route, but I think overall we can say that they've made progress.
You used the word painful yesterday when you were describing the defense in the second half.
Oh.
Did you have any real concerns, or what did you come away with?
No, I didn't. Painful in that, you know, when you have a 28-point lead at one point and you know the clock's on your side and you know you're having a hard time rushing, both because, you know, our depth there has been decimated a little bit. The amount of times they're throwing the quarterback you're rushing, who's very elusive. You know, it's tempting to, you know, add a lot of extra rushers, which we did a few times. But you don't want to, the worst thing you can do when you're up 28 is give them a quick 7. And, you know, that's the part that's painful a little bit.
Several of the linemen said that Rich, the last couple of weeks, has had some fun in meetings, put in some clips, kind of had some levity because the guys were getting so frustrated being so close. How do you think that has helped, and how do you strike that balance as a coach of finding kind of that button to push to unclench the fist a little bit?
Yeah, every little crumb that you can do to help and not hinder is good. And that's just the feel that you got to have as a coach.
Do you think it's worked these last few weeks? Have you noticed the change in practice or how guys are?
No, not really. I noticed a change in our production yesterday.
How do you feel about the whole Buzz Lightyear?
You know, I don't know anything about it. I mean, I know it has something to do with Drew, but honest to God, I don't know what the parallel is there.
So you haven't seen the movies? Or?
No. I can't tell you the last movie I've seen.
But I guess it's as long as they find something to bond on, right? Is that a...
Yeah, I mean, sometimes something silly can be a rallying cry for some people. Obviously helps you guys write an article or two, or it gives you something to talk about. But then when you get not have such a good performance, then I'm sure Buzz Lightyear will be, what's his name? Buzz Lightyear will be made fun of it, you know. So everything has its shelf life.
Coach, the decision to give the guys, I guess,
Tuesday off, because most of them have Monday off. Was that impromptu, or had you thought about that as the game went on, or even before the game?
I thought about it before the game. They're kind of, in the old days, it used to be Victory Monday because everybody used to give Mondays players would come in, Tuesday players off. We flipped it here, and a lot of teams are doing that now. I had thought about it and decided that if we had won, I would do it.
When you signed Kareem, did you look at him as, you didn't know if he'd be a cornerback or a nickelback or a safety for you, or did you think he would be the safety?
Safety. That was the focus.
And did you think he'd be that good or as good as he is?
He can even be better. There's things that he can do better than he has been doing. He still shows at times lack of safety experience and lack of clean knowledge of everything. But overall, obviously, we've been very happy with him. We were forced to play him at nickel some early in the year. I think that set him back a little bit. I even thought about playing him at corner. We never did, but I did think about it. But for his benefit, I just wanted him to keep developing at safety.
He plays much bigger than he is. Is that something that can be coached, and how important is that?
No, I think it's in you. Some guys just have that in them. And he's been that way his entire career, including college.
When you say
Last one, Jeff?
lack of clean knowledge, what do you mean?
Lack of what?
Clean knowledge, you said?
Yeah, I mean, there's some fine points that he isn't clean on yet at times, and one or two of them show up every game, show up out on the practice field every now and then. What little experience he had at safety in Houston, and it was very little, really hadn't had much carry over to here, the way we play. So, and then, he had some hamstring issues in camp, if you remember, missed about 10 days, I think. He's just, he could be better. Now, I know that's not trying to sound like Debbie Downer here after he had a hell of a game yesterday, but there's room for improvement there.
Thank you very much.
Okay.